but either way, did you take that as some sort of provocation of war?
There, and then somebody else putting our tag up in Hood Mart, trying to start stuff there. All happened within 2 hours of each other.
I see. Hood Mart. What? So you guys, someone put your tag. What do you mean tag? Like graffiti?
Mm-hmm. Somebody wrote FT or Full Throttle MC all over the inside of the building.
Okay. Well, as I said, as I said with the flag, that wouldn't have any of our people. And even with that Hood Mart shit, why would we go into the Hood Mart, my friend? That wouldn't any of us. We just had a fucking shootout with Hood Mart that same night. Why would we go to their not Hood Mart, with GSF, FDF, whoever? So why would we go back to their base of operations and try to graffiti some shit in there? Why would we try to go back there at all?
Maybe to try to stir the pot.
My friend,
Like
I'll
I said,
tell you
this all
something.
happened right within hours of each other.
Well, I understand this sounds like a... Excuse me. Top level. Apologies. Now, this flag shit wasn't us, and this Hood Mart shit where someone's tagging your name in the Hood Mart wasn't us. So the problem here is someone trying to stir the pot.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anyone that you know that would try to stir a pot, that would try to start something?
We did have somebody show up in the middle of us working and said they were the Italian Avengers.
The Italian what?
The Italian Avengers is what he called himself. I
Oh
am
my
not
God.
shitting you.
What the fuck?
Mm-hmm. That happened next day when we was at the Venetian working.
Did I do that? Did I take a lot of shrooms? I didn't do that.
What?
Some guy in a purple jacket
What the fuck?
with a man bun. Yeah, we thought it was, yeah.
Okay, the only guy that I know that's close to me that has a man bun is my boy over there to the right. And if he wore a bright purple jacket and started calling himself the Italian Avengers, I would punch him in the fucking nose. So I can guarantee you it wasn't him. So I don't know what kind of Italian Avenger purple guy came into your place and started saying some shit. What did this guy look like? Did he have a beard or anything?
I honestly don't remember. The jacket was so loud.
Interesting. What the fuck? Hey, anybody here ever heard of a guy calling himself an Italian Avenger?
Nope.
Never? Okay.
What did he say, Andre?
I have his name.
There was this guy a while ago called Travis Ray. Probably shouldn't say that. Never mind.
He talked to Andre. What did he say?
His name was Donnie Fioravanti.
Donnie Fioravanti?
And I also recorded the conversation too.
Does anybody here know a Donnie Fioravanti?
I don't know no Donnies.
Never heard of them.
Yeah, Fioravanti, it's one hell of a fucking last name, but no, we don't know any Donnie Fioravantis. So maybe it says Donnie. Did you know this guy before? Do you have history with this Donnie guy?
Never heard of him.
What the fuck? Okay. Well, 10 out of 10, 10 to 10, he's probably fucking doing this shit. Probably knows something, got hired by somebody. I don't fucking know. Bottom line is someone trying to stir the pot between us. And that resulted in my uncle here getting very, very hurt. So, back to the topic at hand. You took that tagging in the Hood Mart and that flag that was stabbed through into the counter as some sort of provocation, right?
Correct.
Okay. And then you stabbed and beat my uncle and tortured him and humiliated him.
I wasn't there for that, so I don't know.
Okay, who was there for that? Was anybody here there for that? I know Farrell was there for that.
Kyle.
Kyle,
Sergeant at Arms.
do you have your Sergeant at Arms here?
Yeah, I was there too. Sorry, I'm just thinking about something quick.
Okay. Well, this is where things get tricky. Because at the end of the day, our mutual goal is peace. I want peace. I mean, fuck, I fucking hate war. It's bad for business. It's bad for everybody. Bad for your health. But as far as this goes, this flag that was stabbed through into the counter and a random graffiti in the hood mod, a provocation of war? We would never put a knife through our flag, and we sure as shit, after fucking getting into a shootout with the GSF, would try to run into their home base the same fucking night. It would make no sense. You understand. That makes no sense.
Depends on the ways you look at it, yeah.
Depends on the way as I look at it. In what way would it make sense?
If someone was trying to tag their stuff up to get them to turn on us, so we wouldn't focus on you.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah, there's many ways it could be looked at.
I see. I see. Well, listen, my friend. As I said, I want nothing more than peace. But at the end of the day, my uncle, you know the concept of a made guy?
Of a what?
A made guy, a made man.
Oh, I thought you was calling him a maid, like a cleaning lady.
No,
Wait,
Jesus.
that's why I was confused.
No, made, a made man.
Yeah.
Okay. My uncle here, not only is a made guy, but he's also made in New York. And now a made guy has been stabbed and beaten and humiliated as a result of what I'm sure we can both mutually call a big fucking misunderstanding. Now, realistically, if I were to go by the rules of the New York Commission, the only way to reconcile this would be blood. But I don't want to do that. But unfortunately, if nothing is done for reconciliation, I'm going against my oath, and New York is probably going to send a truck full of people down here to put me and everybody standing next to me in the dirt. So at this point, I would like to negotiate some form of reconciliation, either monetary or by blood, which I don't think you're going to want to do, or otherwise, for what happened to my uncle. Because not only was it unnecessary, but it was unprovoked from our end.
Okay. And you're going to pay all the venue rental fees for the unapproved meetings held at the Venetian?
The venue rental fees.
Mm-hmm.
I actually have a question about that. Now, Farrah was telling me that there was, or that she got word of a bunch of different meetings being held at the Venetian, but then she also got word that someone told her that Nikki and I were trying to take the Venetian from her. I want to say flat out that that's fucking bullshit. And it's for one very good reason. So when Nikki and I came in to the state, Farrah was the one that gave us our first jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And we respected her for that. Respected the hell out of her for that. And we ran that place and we worked there. We made sure that people were getting food. We made sure that the stock stayed up, especially when we was managers. We made sure that the doors stayed open, that the place stayed safe. 2 of the most profitable nights that businesses has ever seen has been because of Nikki and I. We put our blood, our sweat, and our tears into that place, and Farrah and you don't know half the fucking things we did to keep that place safe and happy. Now, when it comes to the point of us trying to take the place from her, it makes no fucking sense. In fact, for the last month or 2 of us working there, the only reason we stayed there was because of our respect that we had for Farrah. It was because we know that she took a chance on us, we knew the business was struggling, and wanted to make sure that that place was staffed. So I think the fucking very notion of us trying to take that place or take it over or some other bullshit like that, it's fucking stupid. And if the same person told you that told you about a shit ton of meetings we had in there, it's probably bullshitting you too. Now, am I saying we didn't have any meetings in there? No. No, we did. But the meetings we had were very small. In fact, the meeting we had with these individuals to our left was the biggest meeting that we've ever had there. Any other meetings, it was either me and my lawyer talking, or it was us talking in the dining room when there was no customers there. We made the business a lot more money than if you even wanted to charge us those venue fees for the meetings that we had with the maybe 4 or 5 people. One night, that place made fucking $40,000. Why? Because of fucking Nikki. And the second night, what was it? Nikki, how much did you make that last dice night we did? 20?
It was right
30?
after the mutiny. It was like the 2 weeks after the mutiny. I think we made 18, 20 grand.
18, 20 grand. It's at 60,000. Sorry?
And where did that money go?
What do you mean, where did that money go? On the first night, it was split amongst the employees, right? And you're right, we got a cut. But then you were the one that wanted to put your cut for the business up for bet. That was a choice that you made. And for the second one, we barely took a cut on that. Most of it went back in there. We took a cut on that. You said, hey, good job. Take as much as you see fit. And we took maybe $5 grand out of that to make sure our boys could eat that night. What I'm saying is that we made that business, not only in the events, but working there. At one point, the entire staff was there because they were our people. We made that place a lot more fucking money than if you wanted to charge us for that stuff.
Were you also paid while you're there?
For what? Working there? Yes, we were
For
paid.
work.
The wage, the
And then in
UBI.
your own words, you just said take what you felt was fair, and you took what was felt was fair.
That's
Sounds
true,
like fair
but that,
compensation to me.
I'm not saying it wasn't fair. In no way did I say that our compensation wasn't fair for what we did. The salary that we were getting was just the double UBI, the, standard rate, nothing on the top. It was just Darko's money coming out of that, which I'm okay with. As far as that goes, I'm not saying the rates that we were paid was unfair. I'm saying that we made the business a lot more fucking money than if you wanted to charge us for the event fees, for meeting with our lawyers and with one another.
You're not going to go to any business and take up a room or something like that without getting charged a fee. That's why it's called a venue fee. What you do with it's your choice, but the fees are all the same.
Well, I mean, I hate to interject, but the first time we ever took up a room was the last time. We always kept the dining room open when we were talking with our guys while sitting at a table. And if somebody walked in, we went and we served food. You can ask any of these guys, including Emily. She worked there. And when we met with our lawyers, it was one-on-one. One person went downstairs. The other 5 people that were working were still upstairs talking to the patrons of the restaurant. There was no, holding up of business because of an event, because there was no event.
At the end of the day, we're not mooks here, Dominic. We were managers of that place. We still gave a shit about that place. When I met with my manager, we didn't take up the dining room. When we met with our people, with these guys standing to my right, we sat at a table and kept the business open when it happened. And if somebody came in, they would get served. Business ran as usual. Nothing that was going to be used before got taken up because of any of our meetings.
The only time business was halted was the last meeting. And, if that's what you want to consider business halted, even though, whatever.
We still had people manning the counter, mind you.
Yeah, what if you want to consider that business halted, then we understand. And I'm sure I'm speaking on John's behalf here, but I'm sure we'd be willing to throw a few dollars in for the 5 minutes we were there. But I mean, we kind of lost our jobs because of it. And, I almost lost my life.
You
So
quit
I
your
feel like-
jobs.
I want to get on that actually, because the thing was, we had this meeting, and I understand wholeheartedly if Pharaoh was not a fan of us having a meeting like that, because it was a lot of people. But if Pharaoh came downstairs, walked in front of everybody, and just said, Johnny, let's go upstairs for a second. Or Johnny, come with me for a second. She went upstairs, she told me, listen, I don't want those people in my basement. I don't want you having meetings like that in this basement. I want you to move that meeting. I would have said, no fucking problem. But that wasn't the case. Pharaoh went downstairs in front of everybody. Everybody. Cut off the president of the DDMC while he was talking. And started reaming us out for no reason. And when we were done, we said, sure, we'll move. That's perfectly fine. And Pharaoh attempted to hold us back right when we were in the middle of a meeting. And Nikki said, we're in the middle of a meeting. We can come back after and talk all you want. And that's when Pharaoh put 6 months of fucking hard work into the fucking bin. Because she said, you don't fucking stay here, your employment here is done. And Nikki and I, we didn't appreciate our fucking hard work getting ready to being so easily fucking discarded like that. I took great offense to that. I also took great offense to her walking in the middle of that meeting. That's why we quit.
Well,
So
you
listen.
were given one rule, was not to hold any meetings or anything, right?
We were never given that rule. Our rule was never to commit any illegal or criminal-related events inside the restaurant, and nothing of that sort happened.
So why couldn't you use your place?
There's no connection between those two questions.
Why have the meeting at the Venetian instead of the deli?
Because DDMC
Because-
walked into the Venetian.
And plus the deli, we don't have constructed yet.
Couldn't be out back, or
Like we said, we apologize for having it in the restaurant. It was just a spur of the moment thing, and we kept the restaurant running. That's why, we understand the aggravation there. It was just how the situation was handled after is what we have a problem with.
At the end
Okay,
of the day, we understand your frustrations as a result of what happened at that meeting, and we made the choices after that of what we saw fit by quitting and moving on, because we didn't see our services needed any longer at that place, and we were right. My issue here is not of what Farah might have did at that meeting or what happened as a result of it. My issue is that a maid guy was stabbed and beaten and humiliated. There is no reality in which nothing gets done about that, Dominic. I'm sorry. I do not want war. I want every single one of you to live long and prosperous and happy lives.
well, I tell you now, we're not paying. You want peace? Call it peace. We'll walk away.
I mean, I hate to be that guy, but it doesn't feel like peace when I got 26 stitches in my chest. I'm just saying. We never did anything to your people. All you did was stab me in the chest.
I
And
didn't
that's
stab
where-
you in the chest.
And that's where it comes in. No, members
No,
of your
but
MC
your
did.
members did. Members of your MC did. And as the president, isn't it your responsibility to manage of your crew?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, if you're trying to form a 1%er club, you take all responsibility for your club. So, and if you can't be there, so your vice president does. Your sergeant in arms does all his duties. Your treasurer does their duties. You all have very specific titles and understand what those jobs entail. So if you're gonna, act on those titles, you have to take the responsibility for that. Your people stabbed me in the chest. They plunged a knife into my chest after torturing me and taking off all my clothes and humiliating me and tearing up my car. I don't understand how that's an act of peace.
And as a
Okay,
result,
the
Can
car
I-
and
was
as
an
a
accident.
result,
Could I say something?
So,
Can I address everyone? That's okay.
Yeah.
So, let me get something clear, okay? You were stabbed by Farah for disrespecting Farah. She gave you a rule as the owner of the Venetian to not host any illegal business meetings in the basement, right? So if the owner, and I'd like you to think about putting yourself in her shoes, if you walked into your business and saw your obviously well-known group of employees having a business meeting with another group, how would you yourself take that?
We wouldn't stab them.
No, you wouldn't, but you would fire them, correct?
Yeah, and we were fired.
Okay, so the disrespect that Farah felt was us hearing by multiple people, including other crews, which I'm not going to say out loud, that you owned the Venetian and that you were going to own the Venetian and that that was your turf. That is where Farah felt highly, highly disrespected. She
I
brought you in
understand the
there
disrespect
as
that would come from
employees.
that. Oh, I absolutely understand the disrespect that would come from that. Fuck. If I had a business, if Nikki had a business, and somebody came in there, a bunch of people came in and started working, we'd be fucking happy. But if we started getting fucking people coming in and saying that, oh, we own the place, oh, we do this, oh, this is our turf, whatever, we'd be fucking pissed.
Exactly. So
We'd be
would you
pissed.
or
No,
would
no,
you
no.
not
Listen,
feel like
listen to me,
needing to
please.
stab someone?
Listen to me, please. Firstly, no, I would not feel like I need to stab somebody. You know what I would do? I would sit them down and say, listen, I'm hearing a lot of shit about you saying that this is your turf, saying that this place is yours, saying that whatever. I want to squash that now. This is my fucking place. This is my restaurant. My name's on the title. I'm the owner. And if you're gonna keep saying that shit, you can fucking leave. But not nowhere in that conversation would a knife go through their chest.
And also,
And if that knife was there because of disrespect, that could have very, very easily been settled with a cordial sit down, with saying, listen, I want a meeting. I want to sit down with you because I want to talk about what happened. And then it would have been a matter of, listen, you quit, you disrespected me. I did not like that. I felt incredibly disrespected by what you did.
And I completely understand where you're coming from. I just hope that you also understand where she is coming from after seeing an Italian flag stabbed into her counter. I know that we've already counted that. We've already countered that, and you have said that is not you, and I understand completely what you're saying. But after seeing that stabbed into her counter, and all of the other things that were involved in that night that we have already gone through, it seemed like it was a hostile situation, and she did not feel safe going to meet with you at that time.
all right, and then let me just address something in the statement you just said. So,
okay, I'm gonna go back here, but I'm going to continue listening. Sorry.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. You said that Farah, as the owner, stabbed me. Yes, I can confirm. Farah Finnegan, plunged the knife into my chest. But Kevin, your sergeant at arms, mind you, they were all wearing their cuts. Decided to rip all my clothes off and beat me with a baseball bat, and then threaten me with a machete. And he's not the owner of the Venetian. Sorry, Kyle. I'm so sorry. Not Kevin. Forgive me, Kevin.
There is no Kevin, but continue.
Yeah. But Kyle, he beat me with a baseball bat. And I mean, last time I checked, he's not the owner of the Venetian. So I'm just saying, your statement, valid as it is wrong.
And then you demanded a $50,000 disrespect fee from Nikki and I? There's $100,000 for quitting the restaurant? Is that what we're doing now? Are we charging employees for quitting?
You guys want to make it even?
Can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
Why are we involving everybody else in this? Why are we bothering
What do we mean?
DDMC and the Akuma with this?
Well, the reason DDMC here is to keep the peace.
Nothing's been done here though that's not peace.
Oh,
I mean,
absolutely.
last time we saw one of you guys, I got stabbed. So I was a little worried about my safety in this situation.
That was
I
a
feel like
different
you're
situation. We agreed to a peace talk, so why involve everybody else?
My friend, I'm very experienced in talks like this. I've done a million of these, right? And there's a fair few of them that even that the other person said, hey, let's be peaceful, let's do this, let's do that. It ended in people pulling their guns. I've seen it happen.
So then why
I've had
involve
it
a
happen
third
to me.
group with no reason to be here?
so they can keep the fucking peace, my friend, to make sure tensions don't rise to a point where people are pulling guns. And the reason
So-
that Akuma is here is because they're good friends of mine.
You're saying DDMC can't do the job you asked him to? Or it's kind of disrespectful.
I'm
sorry.
gonna say this here before anyone says anything else, right? We're just here to make sure that the peace is being kept, right? So either group that pulls guns between you guys, everyone's gonna leave here in a body bag.
Yeah, we didn't come here to shoot, fight, nothing. We came to talk. That's why I was confused why there's so many extra groups pulled in. There's no
Hey,
need to
we're
waste
just
your
here to keep
nights
the
with any
peace.
of this.
That's all it is.
So as far as this goes, DDMC is here. Akuma is here to make sure that nothing fucking crazy happens.
Personally,
Okay?
if it were
Because
me, I wouldn't take that.
I've seen shit like this go haywire. And I don't want it to go haywire.
As the ranking officer that was there the night that Nikki got stabbed, I'll take responsibility for it. If it'll call it even, you guys can stab me and be done with it, and we'll call it even.
I'm not okay with that.
You don't have a
That-
choice.
That would be a reconciliation by blood. Nikki,
It
do you
is what it
consider
is. I've been stabbed many times. I don't care.
Nikki, do you consider this fair reconciliation?
I mean,
I mean, I fucked up your car on accident, but yes, I'll take a knife.
yeah, honestly, we believe in blood in this family. We believe in blood in this world. And if you feel that that's equal enough for me. And I respect you for taking this decision, sir.
But listen, I don't want anything coming back from this a week, a month, fucking year. We're done. We're even. We can be on talking terms.
Kyle.
It's over.
Kyle,
No
listen.
It's
blowback.
Kenny.
It's-
Hey, hold on.
right?
Let me
It's-
let me speak. Let me speak. James,
Absolutely.
Let me speak.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. Let me just clarify. You're willing to take a knife for your club and your crew because of something you did to me.
Yes.
I respect
If
that.
it's gonna
John,
keep the peace.
John, all right, everybody here, I'm not going to take this to the border because this is my situation and my thing to deal with. Just because of that, I have a massive amount of respect for you. Therefore, you are willing to give blood. Therefore, the blood has been drawn. I will not stab you. I will not do anything to you. And I respect you massively for it. I honor you. You know, it's impressive that you would stand alone and do that.
Kyle, you have my respect.
It's Kenny.
Kenny.
Sorry.
Jesus.
That blonde
Kenny?
hair.
What the
Come
fuck?
on, John.
Kenny.
There's too many K's.
Don't
Kenny.
feel bad.
Kenny.
We do it.
Everybody does it. My own fucking girlfriend can't get me right for my brother. It's fine, okay?
I'm sorry, man. I know the
Jeez.
feeling.
I think I'm being gaslit.
Kenny. You're
What is
willing to
gaslighting? It
you're
doesn't
willing to
exist.
draw blood in the order of peace. And the man that was wronged has considered it an even play that you're willing to do this. I respect you. I respect your ability to act in the greater good of peace, in the greater good of everybody. Therefore, as Nikki said, no blood will be drawn today, physically. But the fact that you are willing to do it, the fact that you stepped forward in front of everybody, you have my respect. As far as anything else goes, we can consider this even. We consider us on speaking terms. We can do business. Our lives can come back to normal. There is no war. We will treat each other as friendly and as equals.
That sounds good to me.
All right. Does anybody else have anything to add?
No.
All right. Kenny, right? Did I get that right?
Correct. Yes.
Kenny, were you gonna say something?
I was gonna say, if he really wants to do it, just fucking do it and get it over with, and I'll get my ass to the hospital. I mean, blood for blood. I don't give a shit. But if you wanna call it even with just that, then I'm fine.
If he does this, you don't get a say in it. It's Kenny's choice.
At the end of the day, what happened as a result of that was terrible. And I will say, now that we are on speaking terms, now that we are on peaceful terms, we were prepared to go to war over this. Because again, Nikki is a made guy. That is no small matter. Both in the interest of justice for Nikki and in the interest of the commission itself. Because as independent as we like to be, we are still subject to the rules put forth by the National Commission. But Kenny, you came forth. You offered your blood in reconciliation. And that does mean a great deal. We can consider this even.
All right. Everybody good?
Alrighty. Thank you all very much for coming.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you, everybody.
I thought it was Kenneth.
Kenneth? Did someone say Kenneth?
Listen,
goodness.
I don't go
Names
by
pulled
that
out
name,
there.
okay? Fuck it. Hey.
Jesus Christ. I think we should solidify this truce of sorts with a handshake.
Go. Walk the fucking
Sure.
plank.
You want mine or you want his?
Ah,
Like Kenny and Nikki's.
yeah.
I don't want to say hug it out, but you know.
Fuck it. Get over here. You goon.
Wow.
I ain't afraid.
It's a beautiful
Wow.
moment.
Kenny getting up in there.
Okay, yeah.
I'm glad that we could come to a peaceful resolution about this. And we could all go on our separate ways.
Hopefully this
shit.
don't happen again. This shit's annoying.
That it is. Fucking hell, I've been getting grays over this shit.
Time wasting and money losing, it ain't worth it.
Exactly. War's
Time
bad
is
for
money.
business all around.
I'll answer my phone since it's been fucking blowing up.
Shit.
Okay, we got a thing to get to. You guys ready?
Fucking, yeah.
Kev, you guys good? You need to talk to us, or
Yeah, well, we got you here, but we'll wait
That's
till
what I
everybody
figured.
clears out if anything.
Alrighty.
Alright.
Perfect.
yeah,
You all have a good evening.
we'll see you guys around.
Take care, guys.